Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm about to do a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. Also for those of us who find ourselves on this channel without any Pisces in anything. You're probably an empath. You're probably needing messages from your soul. So, a lot of stuff going on with the energies. Lots of stuff going on with the energies. What we need to focus on are the things that are absolutely necessary. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and I was told this might hurt, but it's necessary. Okay. These are the things that we need to probably focus on. Now, this is a general reading, so obviously, not everything that I share is going to be applicable to everyone. Just please make sure you use discernment before you allow someone else to affect your decision-making process, okay? So let's do this. All right. Here it goes. I don't know why this is so nerve-wracking all of a sudden. What is that about? Nervousness. Okay. But I'm nervous before every reading. What's new? What's new? Let me just, okay. We'll get this many. Put those back. All right, let's get started. Here goes. Ooh, protection. Whatever it is that you've decided for yourself, you're protected in that, or you need to seek protection. Okay. So there's two layers to this. Either you're already protected, you're doing, your decisions based on the guidance of your soul, or you need to make sure that you have the protection, okay? The protection that you need. Um Awakening. So you're realizing quite a few different things. Now, I think this process of discovery has been something that's been going on for at least the last few weeks. At the very least, the last few weeks, if not the last few months, if not the last 18 months. Okay. Many of us, as the whole COVIDia started, COVID, uh, as that started, many of us went through a lot of trauma-induced accretion cycles. These are opportunities for us to realize certain things about ourselves, about our life, about our journey. And some of us have allowed the process to kind of just unfold. Um, just observing and being present and allowing ourselves to accept the information that we're being given, while others of us have been in full on avoidance. Okay, that avoidance is no longer going to work. And I think the past couple months have been months where we've just totally like not been able to put the blinders on. um and maybe it's time to actually see the type of people we're dealing with, the type of people we have in our lives, the type of friends we have, the type of family we have, the type of life partners that we have. Just a lot of discovery, rediscovery, exploration, just all of these really amazing things that maybe are super scary. Maybe cycles are ending and we're needing to let go. Maybe there's just so many maybes. You know what I mean? There's like an endless barrage of maybes. You can't live your life on maybes. You have to make a decision and you have to stick to it. Okay. Something's going on with my charger again. All right. Ooh. You feel like you don't have the power to do it. Or this could mean that someone's power over you is being taken away. Ooh, that's a different way to see it, huh? It's definitely a different way to see it. Everything in life, you have options in regards to how you're going to choose to see it. Everything in life. How are you going to choose to see this period? How have you chosen to see this period all the way up till today? Have you seen this period as something that's just so difficult? Um, Something that maybe you don't really want to go through, something that, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Again, going back to there's just far too many maybes. There's far too many maybes, and this is a general reading. So, what's going to happen is you're going to continue to question and question and question. I'm wondering, maybe, maybe for the next 24 hours, I'll go ahead and I'll make my readings. Um, I'll do a promotion on readings and you can get a personal reading. You know what I mean? Like a personal reading. And with that, then your answers could be more custom towards you versus a general reading. I just want to make sure people are not basing their entirety of their life decision on general readings from me or from anyone else. Those are huge decisions that are needing to be made. Okay, so are we in winter now? I think we're approaching winter, right? We're no longer in autumn. The sense that I get is a tower moment is approaching, like some sort of tower moment. When does autumn end? Hold on. Mm, so winter starts, oh my God, on December 21st. Okay. And then ends on March 20th. I thought I might be confused here, but I thought I think I'm confused. I think I'm confused. I think I'm confused is what it is. I think. Okay, so December 21st, that's when winter officially starts. So between now and December 21st, we have the 12/12 portal, we have the 11/11 portal. Uh Geez Louise. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So 11/11, 12/12, 12/21 is a portal date. I don't know what this means. Let's just hold off. I don't know what this means. But it's almost like this tower moment, okay? The potentiality of the tower moment. Mm, the West, hold on. Let's see. So, okay. Um, okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to dive too deep into these messages because it feels like it's going to take you on a total rabbit hole jump. So rebirth. At the end of all of this, it's going to cause a rebirth. Yule time, Christmas time. This is all in the same period, okay? This is all in the same period. So winter officially begins on December 21st, Yule time. Let's see what's considered. Oh my god. Shit. Yule begins on December 21st. Okay. Something is up for December 21st. That's scary because that's a, like, actual date. Okay. This is a male that's very upside down, like, upside down maybe in their emotions and their perceptions. This is a masculine energy. I'm sorry, let me correct myself. This might not just be a male. This is a masculine energy in your life, and I think things might be coming to a head on December 21st or sometime around that time. This is very scary. Um, it might hurt, but it's necessary is what the title was. Incubation. So, okay, hold on. Oh my god. So Yule is from December 21st, 2020 until March 20th, 2022. Okay, okay, let's back this up. Let's back this up really quick. Autumn stretches until December 21st. That's when winter officially begins. And then winter officially ends on March 20th, same day as Ostara. Now, Yule goes from December 21st all the way till March 20th. Am I getting this wrong? There are too many like reiterations of dates. Give me 1 second. So we got that. We got that. No, okay. Yule is from January, ends on January 1st. Mhm. And then we have that. So 3 references to December 21st, 2 references to March 20th. Let's see where this goes. It's incubation, Ostara. Okay. The equinox. So this balancing between the light and the night, the day and the night. This is not something that's going to be cleared then. I think that's when this is going to escalate. Okay. An escalation is in place. Earth and grounding. So, whatever's hiding in the fields is often obscured by what's growing there. If you cut everything down and clear it, you'll be able to see whatever's been hidden. Now, like I said, do not instigate or initiate anything with anyone unless you have the cajones to go all the way. Okay? Don't start anything. Just don't. Don't initiate anything. If you're feeling yourself really, really resonating and you're like, oh, I'm going to really, and you're pissed off, don't make a decision based off of emotion. Okay. Allow yourself to have a moment to really, really think. Just think for a moment. Think. This is not one of those things that we need to allow our emotions to run. Okay. Now, all right. Card number 11, diving for light. You have to go much deeper for whatever it is you're seeking. Okay. For those of you who want closure, that closure is going to hurt a lot. A lot. In this period, if you seek that closure and you initiate it now, you're going to hurt your feelings. Okay. Be careful with that. You don't actually need closure to move forward. You don't. You don't. That's an ego-based need, in my opinion. Um, you really don't. You can simply just get your things and keep going forward. Keep going forward in life. in your thoughts, in your healing journey, in your spiritual journey, in your understanding of yourself and your soul. You can just pick your things up and go. You literally can. Now, if you're running from yourself, I mean, really think on that. If the issue is within you, everywhere you go, it's going to follow because it's inside you. It's inside you. So maybe this is a perfect time for you to begin really, really assessing who you are, where you're at within your journey, maybe where you need to go within yourself. Um, just a lot of different things that are needing your attention. And these things, I don't know that we can continue to avoid that introspection. It's necessary. It's necessary. Okay, card number 14, going beyond normal. Oh, and Billy, to back up what you said, this is card number 11. Okay? So, in that period, that 11-11 period, as Billy had pointed out, um, you need to dive deeper, okay? Card number 34, in the world, not of the world. Now, we had gotten the grounding card, the earth and grounding card. You have to really integrate yourself into your life. You have to. You have a ton of people who are spiritual telling you and encouraging you to continue to disconnect from this life that you live with all of their hokey pokey stuff about new earth, about galactic this, about angelic that, star seed, Arcturian, all of these different things, that make you feel as though it's not enough to just be human. Do you know how powerful I am? I'm a fucking human. I'm a human. I am a basic human being having a human experience filtered through a profound soul. I am a human. I am a human mother. I am a human wife. I am a human friend. I am a human sister. I'm a human auntie. I am human. You know how powerful that is? To be so grounded in this life that I have no fear of saying publicly, I am human. I identify as a human being. It doesn't matter what I've been filtered through. I've been filtered through a lot. A lot. I incarnate often. I'm a human. I'm powerful within my body. I'm powerful within my soul. And my human consciousness is the merger point between the self and the soul. I exist centered in my truth, which is a profound richness of soul history paired with a very basic human existence. It's a beautiful thing. It's a very, very beautiful thing to be able to not deny any part of you. It's a beautiful thing. It's a powerful thing. I'm just a stay-at-home mom. The power in that. The fact that I can be so secure in myself and my existence, that I can claim only one aspect of me and it be the most basic aspect. The aspect that most of humanity would be like, oh, you're just. I'm raising the future. So when I say I'm just a stay-at-home mom, recognize the gravity of that statement. I don't claim being a CEO because, yeah. I mean, that ties into the future, but not as profound as what I do as a mother. I mean, what more do you need to understand the gravity of your existence as it is? What more? What more? I don't have a maid. I don't have any fancy things, but damn, I'm powerful in that. That's a decision I made. That's a decision I made. Make your decisions. Honor them. Stick to them. Have no shame about the decisions you've made, whether it's for your personal life, whether it's for your relationship, whether it's for your children, whether it's for your family, whether it's for your household, whether it's for your relatives, whether it's for your business, whatever it is, make a decision, stick with it. Write it all the way through. And when the wheels fall off, keep walking. Keep walking. You are in this world, not of this world. What do you have to lose? This life? You'll get another one after this. Do you realize that? You'll get another one after this. If you're not done learning what you need to learn, you'll have another life to finish learning it. So what do you have to lose? Nothing but the time you take and waste on worrying rather than pushing forward. You can keep worrying as you push forward. You know that, right? You can still take action while you're afraid. It's not all or nothing. It's not, I can only move forward only if I'm not afraid. No, that's a surefire way to keep you stuck. It's, you know what? I'm really, really scared. I'm unsure. I don't know if this is going to work out, but I'm just going to keep pushing forward. Give me 1 second. Apparently, my stalker has created yet another account. This is a person who believes they are Jesus Christ and believes I'm their twin flame. I swear, all of y'all who think you're my twin flame and you keep stalking me and creating new accounts, y'all should fight. Y'all should fight each other to win my hand in rejection. Because I don't, hold up, hold up. Oh, they just created their account 3 minutes ago. Let me go ahead and block you, report you. Mhm. I wanna be able to hold on. Alright, anywho, Scott Pilgrim versus the world. Anyways, so you're in this world, not of this world, okay? In this world, not of this world. Ooh, that's 2 twin flame cards. What's going on here? So card number 21, 11, and then 21, beyond the mind, the heart beats. And then we have card number 11, diving for light. So right now we're in the 11th month. We're focusing on the 21st day of next month. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. So allow yourself to receive, 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 receive. Well, you can't report them unless you see their comment, and I remove all their comments without reading them. They always say the same stupid stuff. So don't bother with that. Unless they're on this live stream, at which point, at which point, you know, you could totally, I'll let you guys know who to report in the live stream. Card number 3, inspiration. Allowing yourself to be inspired by the things that you experience. See, if I were to allow myself to get that upset over this stalker person, um, that's me giving my power away. That's me just really giving my power away. The fact remains, this is someone who is so desperate desperate for any little bit of like crumbs that I might throw. No, not even the crumbs. Not even the crumbs. When you don't want someone in your life, don't even give them the crumbs. Not even the crumbs. Okay. Some people might be like, well, you could give them pea water. Some people like that kind of stuff. Not even that. Okay. Completely starved. No, no, no is a statement all on its own. It's a statement literally all on its own, all on its own. And we don't have to explain anything else. We really don't have to explain anything else. We just don't. Make a decision. It's a necessary decision. Stick with it. You don't have to understand what someone is going through. The users and harmful people of this world will exploit that about you. Where you have to understand first before you can allow yourself to accept the fact that they're toxic AF and crazy. You have to understand first, like, what have they been through? I don't care what you've been through. All I need to know is you are dangerous for my health and safety. You're out. That's all I really need to know. Anything beyond that, take it to your therapist. We have to stop trying to be other people's psychologist, therapist, you know, psychoanalyst, psychiatrist. Like, no, stop. Stop. We don't have to analyze someone's history to understand the person standing before you is toxic AF. They're looking for any entry in. Any entry. Trust me, because this is how it always goes. Amy, I have no body. Okay, well, let me be your somebody. Amy, this, and this, and this, and this, and poor me, and this, and this, and this, and poor me, and oh my God, oh, like, Emmie, please, Emmie. And then when it's too much, even for me, who's patient AF, like, I'm so ridiculously patient with people in real life, privately. I am so ridiculously patient with people. And when I finally had enough, like, hey, can you stop? You can't tell me to stop. You can't just take away your love. That's messed up. You owe me. I've given you. I've this. I've that. I've bought. I've blah, blah, blah. See what I'm saying? You know why that happens less and less for me? Because I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. There's no more. I'm not in the messages. I'm not in the emails. I'm not in any of my work messengers. I'm not in any of those things. It has to be that way because unless I can learn boundaries and how to say no from the start, then I have no business doing that. You see how that works? This is not me saying everyone else is the problem. This is me saying, I don't know boundaries. I just don't. I just don't. I will say yes to whatever. So let me not even start. Let me not start. Let me just not start. We all have been through something and we are not going around effing up others. Exactly. Exactly. 100% truth right there. Everyone has a story they've lived. This is not about lacking compassion. This is about understanding your compassion is the gateway for the demonic to enter. That's a reality at this point. You're not being asked to not be compassionate. You're being asked to use a level of discernment that blocks a lot of the parasitic things. That stops a lot of the unnecessary. Okay? I'm just trying to help you understand how a lot of the things you get yourself into are things that you are getting yourself into. Okay? We have to take accountability. We do. Card number 8, be the hunter, not the hunted. Hunters won't just hunt anything, right? Like human hunters, they won't just hunt anything. They just won't. They'll hunt, well, if you're hunting for food, I'm saying. They'll hunt things that are appropriate for them to eat. Are you going to go ahead and hunt and bring home, allow yourself to receive the flesh of an animal that's sick? And if you don't eat meat, if you don't eat animal products, that's fine. Are you going to eat rotten veggies? Veggies that have mold. Okay. Let's not take in things that are toxic. Let's not. Let us not. Card number 41, bring it into form. We're not bringing the right things into form for us. It's very, very easy to bring things into form, but because we don't believe we deserve that, we consistently only bring into form the things that are hurtful and harmful to us, the things that don't add to our growth in a compassionate way. Everything you go through can add to your growth, everything. But in a gentle way, probably not. Pick one. Are you going to pick to grow in a gentle manner? Excuse me. Whatever you don't choose to learn in the light, tutors of darkness will be sent to help you learn. And the methods those dark tutors will use are oftentimes much more painful, create much more struggle. Your soul gives you an option. You get to choose. Choose wisely, because you only get to choose once. You don't get to say, oh, no, 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 I changed my mind. I want the other one. I'm sorry, honey. You've already gone down this path. You can't backtrack. You have to see it all the way through. Okay? That's just how life is. You have to see it all the way through. Whatever you've decided, if you haven't thought it through, that's unfortunate. You're still going to have to see it all the way through. Card number 18, spirals of manifestation. Once it starts, the spiral does not stop until it's complete. Only problem is perpetual. So you don't suddenly stop the lesson that you're in and then are now given the opportunity to head back to the starting point once again and choose the other option. No. Once that's done, you continue on to the different choices that stem from the original choice, the originally selected option. You have to choose after you consider, not before. There's this one thing that it just drives me nuts when people do this, okay? Like, say I've asked you to babysit one of my animals, okay? Because I don't ask people to babysit my kids. One of my animals, I've asked you to babysit my cat. So my cat's on medication. This is hypothetical. My cat's on medication. I told you, give him 15 mLs of this medication via syringe. Yeah, a little bit of dyslexia, right? I have dyslexia. It's not a big deal. But I do have to double check things before I act upon it, right? So you give my cat 51 mLs of a medication, and then you call me. Hey, was that 15 or 51? Because I just gave him 51. Okay, don't you think you should have asked before you administered 51 instead of 15? Because that's a huge discrepancy. Might even kill my cat. That's how life is. Once you administer the option, there's no going back. So double check before you actually do it. Double check before you do it. It doesn't hurt to double check. You know what hurts is the ego. Like, I don't want to be wrong, so let me do it. But I'm not sure. I don't want to hurt the cat. But you already did it. You already did it. So whether that's gonna hurt the cat or not, that's already on you. Apply that to your life and your life circumstances. Apply that and see how you've done this to yourself time and time and time again. Now, just because you've done this to yourself time and time and time again doesn't mean you have to continue doing it to yourself. But Emmy, that's my pattern. Exactly, a pattern. You can change patterns. Come on now. Come on now. You can change patterns. When clients come to me and they're like, "Oh my God, Emmy, you totally changed my life." I didn't change your life. I identified the pattern and I gave you options to change it. Did you change the pattern? Yeah. That's why your life changed. Simple. If the same options are chosen, if the same behaviors are continued, you will continue to have the same results that you don't like. If everything you know leads to the same thing, which is pain, stop choosing that. I was having a conversation this morning. I went and got a lot of necessary dental work done like a year ago. I finally had my wisdom tooth removed and yada, yada, yada. And I have issues with my teeth because I've had leaky gut my whole life. And so there was a problem with the way my teeth are formed and the dentin and the enamel. So they're very soft. They're prone to cavities no matter what I do. And the funny thing is that I went and got all of this work done and got several crowns, and this guy just totally fucked me up. He did a botched job. He cut corners, and I'm gonna have to have everything redone or the teeth just extracted. They wanted me to go back and like, "Oh, we," because I called and I complained, and it's, like, consistently infected from the time I got it done, it's consistently infected. And I called and I was just like, "Listen, you know what? Like, no, I already have trauma from dental procedures and he just made it worse. I don't want him touching me at all. I don't want him finishing the work." And they're like, "Well, we don't do that. Like, the dentist who started it has to finish it and then we'll talk about whatever needs to be repaired." How about fuck you? You only get to fuck me up once. You only get to fuck me up once. Like, no. I don't know what you're gonna do. I have to be put to sleep in order for it to be done. Are you kidding me? I have to do, like, IV sedation because 'cause I'm allergic to epinephrine. Like, I literally will seizure and die. Like, I'm good. I'm fucking so good off that shit. I am so good off that shit. I will only let myself fuck up with someone one time. That's it. One time. You cross a line with me one time. No, sorry. I'm sure you're a good person, just not for me. Mm-mm. Nope. No. And that's the thing. As Pisceans and empaths, oh, well, maybe they were having a bad day. Oh, well, because I didn't communicate. Oh, well, this, and that. And, oh, but, it's never anyone else's fault but my own. If you know that it's not anyone else's fault but your own, you need to cut those people out. I know. I give people excuses. You don't even have to tell me the excuse. I will make one up for you. I'm not a victim. I chose that. I chose that. That's how I am. So once you mess up the first time, you're just out. You're out. If I couldn't find it within myself to communicate to you my needs and how you were crossing boundaries or disrespecting me in some way, and you take it too far, then, you just need to be out. Why? Because I don't have the courage to face you day in and day out. So I need to be compassionate with myself and just remove you. Yeah. Did you think I would be ashamed? I don't have the courage to be mean to people in real life unless you take it way too far. Unless you take it way too far, at that point, it's war. It's war. And I don't want to be like that. So, what's my option? Remove something that I don't have the maturity to properly address. Oh, that's so immature, Emmy. How do we solve problems? See, that's my problem to solve. I don't need you to keep delivering me the same damn lessons and continue my suffering. You see that? That's me taking accountability. I'm not going to solve this with you. I don't have the maturity to. So you're going to have to excuse yourself. Don't worry. Eventually, I'll learn this, and then my life will bring another person to me who will test me in the same way you disrespected me. And then I'll be able to speak up. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's never going to just be left like that. Don't worry. Don't worry. But you're fired from this position. You don't get to keep doing that. You don't get to keep accessing me. You're done. That's it. You're done. And see, the war is this: me finally exerting that boundary and speaking up for myself, and people can't take it. That's the war. That's what it is. It's not me like, "Oh, now I'm gonna retaliate," because when have I retaliated? Tell me when. Those of you who have been with me since the first few live streams on Facebook, tell me when you've ever seen me retaliate, and you've seen me go through some stuff. When have I retaliated? Let a girl know. Call me out on whatever I'm, like, distorting. When have I ever? Because I can't remember a single time. I remember every single time I've cried privately. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Why? Why? But you're fucking amazing. Why? Why would you let whatever you feel towards me make you like this? Why? So that's the war. The war has to do with them not wanting to hear when I finally say something. That's fine. You're still out. I don't give a shit. At this point, I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna cry. I don't even care why anymore. I just really don't. Oh, one person hurt you? No, try like upwards of 20 in an 18-month period. Try like upwards of 20. After that, I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck this. I'm good. I'm really good. At the end of the day, I'm a loner anyways. Like, fuck it. I'm not going to try and impress people. I'm not going to try and be excessively nice. I'm not going to try to do any of that shit. No more, no more, no more. That's my own insecurities. Those are my issues. I don't need to keep being messy in that way where I'm projecting my issue and overcompensating for that issue. Let me deal with my issue on my own and fuck it, let the bodies hit the floor. And what happened after that? It hurt, but it was necessary. It was necessary. And the people like, don't ever change, Emmy. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. People are doing this to you. Don't ever change. Bitch, that's because you still benefiting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't ever change. No, the people who really, really had my back and really, really love me and have loved me through all of this, at no point did they say, don't ever change. They were like, fuck that shit, Emmy, fuck them up. I'm like, no, I'm not like that. I'm just not like that. I'm sorry. I'm not like that. I don't do that kind of shit. Like, uh-uh. Uh-uh. No, that's ugly. That's just ugly, and oh, I don't like that. It's not because I'm not capable, it's because I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like having to be that way. And if you have to be that way in the environment that you're in, that's not your environment. Those are not your people. But then I'm gonna be alone. That's better than being in a toxic pool of what the fuck? Ooh, ooh. Go ahead. Order that meal you've been craving. See, you're never gonna be hungry enough or have the funds for a proper meal if you keep spending your money on the junk. That's just that. That's just that. You can apply that to every single part of your life, your business, everything. People used to give me crap about the cost of my sessions. You're not paying for the novelty. You're just not. You're not paying for a novelty. You're not paying for entertainment. You're paying for something very profound, and that's valuable. That's valuable. And if people can't understand the value of what you're offering, that's not for you. It's not for them. It's not for them. That's okay. You have to be for everybody. See, let's take a look at how this works. Um, does everyone have a Lamborghini? No, right? Because everyone doesn't have a Lamborghini, that has less value? Actually, it has more. Have you ever seen a commercial for Hermes? That fancy bag? Cheapest ones are like 30, 40 grand. You ever seen a commercial for that? No, right? Does everyone have an Hermes? No. It takes a while to get that. You have to be on a waiting list regardless of how effing rich you are. You gotta be on a waiting list. You gotta wait. Yeah. People want your time right here, right now, and they want it for free. And it doesn't even have to be a monetary exchange. Like they want that for free, meaning they don't have to do anything to earn your attention and your time and your trust. Stop putting yourself on clearance. Stop making yourself, your life, into a sampler platter on a Costco tray where anyone who walks by can have a little sample. Oh, thank you, Catherine. I waited 3 months and would be happy to wait 3 more. That's how profound your sessions are. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Um, and that's the thing, I understand for my sessions, especially when it comes to, like, ClairTarot readings. I know you guys wait a while. That's why it's very, very rare for me to cancel, to reschedule a session. It has to be an absolute emergency. Has to be. Anything short of an absolute emergency, I'm not rescheduling that. I don't care if I don't feel good. I don't like, no, I'm not rescheduling that. You waited so effing long. Okay. And here's the thing, a lot of people sometimes will be like, "Oh my god, well, if it's like months, I need the reading right now. Like, I need it right now. I need the answer right now." And you know what happens? For the people who choose to wait every single time, literally all of them who were like, "God," I was like, "Oh my god, I have to wait that long?" And then I waited and now I'm here and it's like, I'm so glad we have our session now instead of back then because now my question has changed. Now it's really this. This is the real issue here. And at the end of that session, they're like, "Oh my God, I so am so glad that I had to wait or that I had to reschedule or that you were too busy because now I really got the help and the clarity that I needed for the thing that mattered the most." And I get it, you guys. When you pay for something, you want it pretty fast. I'm the same way. Hello, Amazon Prime. I'm over here like, what? It's gonna take 2 days? Like, girl, you live in the middle of nowhere. Be glad it's 2 days instead of 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? That's not it's not it doesn't make you a bad person to be excited. It doesn't. The point I'm trying to make is life happens the way it should on the timeline that's most appropriate for you and your growth. And it's okay for you to feel a little disappointed or a lot disappointed or frustrated that you can't get what you want right now, right now, right now. That's okay. It comes at the right time. Let me show you. Hey, are you on this live? Let me call him. Let me call him. I'm going to show you guys why it was important for me to wait. Daddy? Hello, are you home? Oh, okay. Is our eldest home? Oh, okay. Well, no, he might drop it. Bye. So, guess you guys aren't gonna see it. I have bonsai number 2. Bonsai number 1, I was too excited and cut off too much, more than what I actually wanted or needed to cut off because I was too excited. I couldn't wait. I didn't take my time to kind of assess. And it'll be a lovely waterfall tree once I'm done with it. But I did get a bonsai number 2, and with bonsai number 2, I wasn't as excited. I was still excited, but not to where, like, I just couldn't wait. So, I did what I could with the wire that I had, and I had to wait for the rest of the wire to come in because I ordered it online. And it was this thing of having to wait a couple of weeks. And by the time I realized it arrived, like, more of that excitement died down, and so it was really just a matter of, "All right, when do I have time?" I finally had time last night to finish off some more of the wiring, and, this one actually looks like a bonsai. This one is actually really cute. It looks like a bonsai, and I'm very happy with it. I'm very, very happy with it. I didn't overcut things. Um, I shaped it in a way that was very interesting, and y'all might be like, "Why are you so hell-bent on bonsais?" I'm impatient when it comes to life. Bonsai are living things. They teach you patience. They teach you grace. They teach you to not over remove. They teach you it's okay to remove. They teach you it's okay to shape, but at the end of it, you can't actually fully control. They teach you the parts of you that die are still valuable and beautiful, that it adds to the beauty, that it's okay if you're small. You can still have a huge presence. So the first one was Juniperus chinesum. The second one was a blue star juniper. And then I also have a Japanese maple. And I also took the cuttings and I literally now have a bonsai nursery. I have maybe like um I want to say about 20, 25 bonsai now. Because of the cuttings. Because of the cuttings. So, I'm just really giving them time to take root, and then they're all gonna go in their own pots. But I have, like, a literal bonsai nursery at this point. And I cannot do a cactus. I can't do a cactus simply because I'm, like, extra motherly, and I won't be able to leave it alone. I'll kill it. I'll end up killing it. So I need something that can still honor my need to maintain and nurture and be motherly. I love jade plants. I love jade plants. And yeah, no, the house is literally becoming a forest. And I just, oh my God, y'all are gonna just die off of this. I just started a new 72 cell tray of seeds, and each cell has maybe 2 or 3 plant seeds that are in it. So 72 times maybe like 2 or 3, that's how many more new babies will be coming over the next few days. I no longer have a kitchen. I have a nursery. I have grow lights and everything at this point. I have the seed mats and and then this morning I was looking into, and I was telling my husband, like, I really wish I could be given definitive proof, a definitive, irrefutable sign of, like, this is where we're going to be long term, because I want to build an outdoor nursery. I'm good with power tools, and I want to build it from raw lumber, and I want to build a chicken coop. Because the chickens can eat all of the bugs. I don't like bugs. I don't like bugs, and I'll just cage up whatever, like, stuff. But, I mean, whenever I feel like I'm about to get settled in life, I'm forced to move again, so I guess I'm not gonna have one of those. I don't know, maybe an indoor nursery, who knows? I did get a whole bunch of grow lights, full spectrum grow lights. So, let's see. The time for the nightmare is done. We have to allow that nightmare to finally end. We do. At some point, we need to wake up. We need to wake up to the reality of what we're living through. We need to wake up to the reality of the people in our lives. It is not our job to change other people. It's just not. It's not our job to do that. Oh, but Emmy, I just want to love them. No, 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 no. Trying to control other people as though they're your pets, excuse me, as though they're your potted plants. I mean, you can't even control a potted plant. You just have to give it the nutrients, the components that it's needing for it to grow. Oh, I got a fig tree. I got another fig tree. I got a blackberry bush. I'm growing them all in pots so that if we move, when we move, more realistically, when we move, um, I can bring them with me. So I'm gonna have some fresh figs. Okay, come the card number 43, come to life. And see, this ties into that nightmare. You haven't been letting yourself live. You've been letting yourself become so overly concerned with these people who don't care. They don't care the way they claim they care. Because if they cared, it would hurt them to hurt you. The reality is this: some people in your life only don't want you to hurt if it's not going to hurt them, if it's convenient for them. But I swear to God, the moment your hurt becomes inconvenient for them, well, fuck it, you hurt all the time anyways. Tell me where I lied. Tell me where I exaggerated. These motherfuckers who say, oh, Pisceans are just eternal victims. Fuck you. For real, fuck you. Like, we didn't need you to save us just because we're crying to release our frustration because we want to choke the shit out of you. Please. That's not victimhood. That's release. That is not victimhood. That is release. I stand as a testament to a Piscean not being toxic in that way. I have other toxicity, don't get me wrong. But in no way am I ever a victim. Ever. Not in my eyes. If I allow you close enough to have the proximity to harm me, I co-created that. I co-created that. When I push everyone away as a way to protect myself, and now I feel lonely and abandoned and alone, I did that. That was a choice. I did that. There's no victim here. I need to make better choices that are more in alignment with my needs. You see how that works? Stop with that narrative, that bullshit narrative that Pisceans are simply just, oh, poor victims. Oh, no. I know quite a few Pisceans who are victimizers. Please don't get that twisted. That's how you get yourself in a world of hurt, where you assume all Pisceans are empaths. They're just easy targets. It's just like, they're just so weak. I promise you. You know what a narcissist is? It's a dark empath. Let that sink in. Sip on that a little bit. Sip it slow. It's hot. It'll burn you. Amen, Karen. Colors Magica. Fish are mostly spine. I used to go fishing a lot as a kid. Deep sea, all sorts of fishing. I used to go fishing like a lot. And, you know, it's this thing of depending on what you catch, you have to know what it is. You have to know what it is because you're about to hurt yourself. So some fish, they're the kind that just, they just like inhale the food. They tend to not have teeth. So you can grab them by the gill like this. You can grab them like this, just like this, right? It won't matter. Catch a baby shark. There's a whole lot of teeth in there. It's a whole lot of teeth. So here's the thing. When there's this external display, the teeth, well, everyone's scared of the shark, right? Shark has no spine. It's cartilage. Cartilage. Now here's the thing. You get something like a perch. You get something like whatever, freshwater fish, bass, whatever. So here's the thing. Like, they don't have teeth, so you think like, oh, it's no biggie. Has no teeth. There's spines in the fins. Yeah. They can put them up and down. That's why they can put them up. There's spines in that. Those are hard bones. Ooh, catch one of those suckers as it's swimming away. You're fucked. That shit hurts. That shit hurts. People are like holding the fish like this, like, oh, petting it. You're gonna put it in the water. You're about to get fucked up. They got a spine on the bottom too, fool. They got a spine on the bottom and the top. Why do you think they're held by the gill? Bluegills are cool. Like, if I'm gonna put them back in the water, I'm still holding your mouth, and I'm gonna put you in the water by your mouth, and then I'm gonna let you go. There's no petting you, no none of that. I'm good. I'm good. I'm so good off that. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. See, people don't understand that. It's when the Piscean tries to swim away because we've had enough. You've lost your grip on us and we've had enough, and then you try and hold on to us. That's when you catch the fins. And then you say it's our fault that we hurt you, that we're manipulative, that we're fish. Swimming is what fish do. We're fish. You know, I wouldn't fuck with fish for real. For real. They're smart. When I was staying on the Delta, so the Delta in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, it's like, I think, hundreds of miles of water channels. This is where the fresh water meets the salt water. It's primarily fresh water at that point when you go that far inland. But yeah, all sorts of shit live in that water. I'm so good. We went on jet skis. And like, they're like, put on a vest. I'm not going in that water. I'm not letting go of these handlebars for real. For I'm there. No way in mother effing hell I'm going in that water. I'm good. No. Sometimes I think bull sharks can go up there. They don't typically, but sometimes they do. They'll eat you. Card number 22, she feels, she knows. She feels, she knows. You're highly intuitive. You know what's going on. You know what people are doing. And then we still make excuses for them from time to time. If that's the kind of person you have in your life, they just need to be gone. You know? I mean, if you're asking for my opinion, of course, they just need to be gone. There's no point. There's no point. Oh, you're going to be the one to heal them? Okay. Sure. Those birds are crazy too. If I would go outside in the mornings, all the blue herons and the cranes, they would fly to our dock because literally the backyard is a dock and it's literally the water and they would be there. Just watching me like what's she doing now? No, we not friends. Do not come up here to the deck. We not friends. And they don't care. That's the thing. Birds don't care with me. They will come to me no matter what. I'm not your friend, dude. You got like salmonella. You're a salmonella carrier. Leave me alone. Don't come to me. I don't want to pet you. Card number 7, legacy of light. So with all the things that you're going through, you're still remembering. To some degree, you're in the process of remembering that you come from a legacy of light, that you are powerful. And that's a good thing. Sometimes we need to go through these challenging periods to be reminded how powerful we actually are. It's so easy for us to think that we have no power. That's just kind of how most, not all, but that's how most Pisceans function. This like lack of awareness of how powerful you actually are. I know that. Okay. I was going to say, I know that's not a wrinkle on my forehead like that. This line across. It was a hair. Let me calm down. Not me freaking out that I have a wrinkle in my forehead at over 40 years old. I'm just saying, okay, this is not the morning for that type of discovery. Mhm. Card number 25, release a dark wound, let love live. So we haven't let go, and that's a problem. That's a major problem. We haven't let go. Why are you holding on? Have you asked yourself why you're holding on? Have you asked yourself that? And if you've asked yourself that, have you actually sought out the answer? Do you know why? And if your answer is because I love them, do they love you? Do they love you the way you love them? Are they willing to go as far as you are? Are they willing to do for you what you're willing to do for them? And this is not about you can only love people if they're going to, you know, if you're going to benefit as much as it. No, 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 no. Is this love reciprocated or is it unrequited love? You can't love someone into loving you. You can't. Pisceans can love someone into taking ownership of them. That's very easy. Lots of toxic people in this world. Lots of narcissistic people. Very easy to find someone to love to the degree that they take ownership of you. Do they love you in a way that sets you free, yet you choose to stay? Now that's a mark of love. Where you're free to go, but I hope you stay. That's love. Where they won't try and interfere with what your process is. They won't, you know, exactly. You can love from afar the way you do. You can absolutely love from afar. It doesn't mean if you love someone, it doesn't mean that you have to stay, that you have to continue to suffer and struggle and all of this other like ugly stuff. Card number 40, Sacred Fool. In reverse, it's just playing the fool. It's not even a sacred fool anymore. It's just playing a fool. Who's really playing you? You or someone else? The truth only hurts if you don't want to hear it. I'm overweight. Doesn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't. I'm puffy in the face right now. It doesn't hurt my feelings is the truth. It doesn't hurt my feelings. The truth hurts when you don't want to hear it because what you believe for yourself is not the truth. What you believe is a version of a potentiality of truth that has not come to fruition. And the other component that's necessary is unwilling to tap into that potential. Truth doesn't hurt. Your refusal to accept the truth is what hurts. Pain be transformed into an experience and what to look out for. I feel like pain, and I've said this years ago, pain is the most powerful teacher you will ever have in this lifetime. And these are just my opinions. My opinion is more valid than yours. It's just an opinion. This is me talking out loud. Pain is the most powerful teacher you will ever have in your life. It helps you to learn the things that are difficult or almost impossible for you to accept with its absence. Pain is non-negotiable. It's part of the learning. It's part of your path. Pain because you refuse. That's struggle. Struggle is not necessary. That's optional. You choose that. When you try and convince yourself that life is simply supposed to be easy and that if someone really loves you, it's easy, I don't know that that's love. I don't know that that's the kind of love that will stand the test of time. That sounds like a friendship. You know, that sounds like a friendship. Just because my husband doesn't tell me no and tries to control me and he doesn't do any of that doesn't mean that I don't feel when he doesn't like something. And because there's love there, genuine, long-term love, I pick that up and I don't do what upsets him. He doesn't have to ask me to stop. I respect him. I value him. And so I choose to stop. How many of us have that with the people in our lives? See, the difference between the love between friends and the love between lovers, most friends will just let you do what you need to do because they're like, well, I don't really agree, but I mean, it's your life. I'm not going to tell you what to do because they have their own life. They have their own life. I'm not saying that they're fake friends. I'm saying they have lives. When you're building a life with someone who you're choosing as your partner, that's a life you're building together with each other. I'm pretty sure if your best friend lived with you long term, they'd have a lot to say about the way you live. I'm pretty sure of it. So now comes this realization, I'm hoping, where my husband doesn't tell me what to do because I anticipate. He doesn't have to tell me. We have such a mutual respect and bond that doesn't have to happen. He doesn't have to have an absolute tantrum for me to understand, like, okay, you know what? That's not worth it. Let me not do that. Let me not do that. Like, no, You mean more to me than what this is, whatever that is. This means more to me than that. So let me not do that. I mean, most people think that relationships are like, now he's gonna tell me what to do. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. Okay, well, let him do whatever he wants to do. Well, no, he can't go out. Like, there's bitches out there. Okay, well, you're one too. You can't expect to be able to do whatever you want to do and then dictate to them what you want them to do. Yep, I said what I said. You want to say what you want to say, but I can't say what I. No, that's not how it works. See, that's not how it works. And let me tell you guys, I got an attitude like a mofo. I do. I have an attitude. My husband knows this. So he might hear me say some shit. He might. And then I'll realize like, okay, let me just let me stop. Let me stop. I remember a few weeks ago. I remember a few weeks ago. I was out with my oldest and we were running errands. I had to get some stuff for work. And Frey calls us. He's not with us. Frey's not with us. It's me and my oldest son. Frey calls us on the phone and he's like, "You need to pull over right now because they've restocked PS5s." The fuck you say? The fuck you say? They've restocked PS5s and they're planning to get like 4 of them or something like that. What the actual fuck? I stopped buying crystals. I stopped. How are you gonna buy that many PS5s? I was so pissed. I didn't tell him don't do it, but I had some choice words to say, which you guys pretty much heard. And I'm like, "He's not pulling over, he's driving. I need to get my work stuff." And then after a few minutes, I was like, "You know what? No, that's that's not for me to tell him not to do that, you know? That's not for me to tell him not to spend on this or that, like, no." And so I was like I texted him, "I'm sorry. I shouldn't be telling you what to buy or not buy and just whatever." Because I didn't buy anything. I was like, "Well, I'm telling you, like, don't not buy something because I had a tantrum." Like, "You're an adult, buy whatever you're gonna buy." And he's like, "Oh, no, I didn't buy it because they were sold out." Gemini. They're gonna do whatever the fuck they wanna do anyways, and I love it. I love it. I love it because then it kind of absolves me of this struggle that I still have with my attitude where I still will have periods, like, it's less and less, obviously. Less and less. It's far more time between each little blow up I have, like, "You can't buy that," you know? But he's just gonna do whatever he want anyways, so it's all good. So that he told me, "Oh, no, it's because they didn't have any more in stock." And apparently they were gonna resell it. I was like, "Well, you need one for every bedroom? What the fuck? You don't need that many PS5s." We don't have a single PS5, so he said he was gonna sell them all and just keep one, and that would have been free because the resale. And I'm just like, "Let me just be quiet. Let me just mind my own business." He never tells me, "No, you already have enough plants." He never tells me that. And if y'all think like we go to the grocery store, they have a plant section in the grocery have a plant section in the grocery store. just so you're aware. And, we're there for like veggies and fruit, but no one's going to take this one home. It's going to be sad. It's going to die here from sadness. I'm just going to take it home. We'll bring it back to life. And then, I, you know, I wasn't sure if he was like trying to buy a fucking PS5 for like each bedroom, and she like they don't all need their fucking own shit. You know that, right? Yes, temperamental balanced union. That's exactly what we have. I know. I know. I just and here's the thing, you know, it's more an issue of me and learning. I'm still in the process of balancing my need to control. I've told you guys before, I have control issues. And I've become really, really good at not telling anyone else really what to do. Um, Frey is still on that fence. Frey is still on that fence. I find myself wanting to say something, and I'm just like, "Just be quiet. Just be quiet. Don't say nothing. Don't say anything." Like, he knows. Let him decide what he's going to do. Just let him decide what he's going to do. I keep having to tell myself that. Luckily, he's so super patient with me. He's so super patient with me as I go through my processes. And that's how I know it's actual love, because there's the patience there. He doesn't get angry. He just understands, like, oh, she's having one of her crazy days. He never calls it that. He doesn't call me crazy ever. He's like, well, I upset you. I upset you. And, I'm still going to do whatever I want. That's the reality of it. Like, he'll be sorry that he upset me, but at the end of the day, he's still going to do whatever he wants, you know? And I think part of what makes it a healthier thing for us is because years ago we had an issue, and I just, I finally just spoke some actual truth of like, look, I get it. If you keep things from me, it's because I make you feel like I'm going to fucking go crazy on you if I find out. But see, here's the thing, when your wife is this empathic and she feels like you're keeping secrets from her, how do you think that's going to work? And he's like, I just don't want to disappoint you. No matter what, I'm going to get pissed. Wouldn't you rather I be pissed because I'm having issues with myself and my need to control? Or would you rather I be pissed because you lied to me, you kept a secret from me? I feel like I can't trust you. No matter what, I'm still going to be there. No matter what, I'm still going to be pissed because that's who I am. And he's like, oh, you're right. So I was like, wouldn't you rather I be pissed because you're telling me the truth and you're standing your ground and you're like, listen, I'm a man. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. Now, don't ask me questions about if I ate McDonald's or whatever. Don't ask me those questions if you don't want to know, because I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do anyways. See how that works? And then people be like, "Oh, Gemini is just so two-faced and like they're liars and they keep secrets." And yeah, they only do that when they don't feel safe to tell you. So what's that say about you? I knew that I reached a point of self-healing that was just really when I found myself surrounded by Geminis in my life. Mhm. Like, literally. Gemini, 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 Gemini. I'm like, "What's going on?" And they're all telling me things that they don't tell other people. So what's that mean? That means I'm no longer in a very toxic place of trying to control. I've done enough work that now it's more an internal thing, that internal control issue. Gemini is a very good barometer of where you're at with your toxicity. When they can tell you a whole bunch of stuff, they feel safe around you like that. Yeah. Your judgmentalness and whatever it was, your need to control, you've done some good work on that. That's what that means. You've done some good work on that. When I was at my most toxic, I hated Geminis. It's the truth. It's the truth. Like, oh, fucking Geminis. Like, girl, you're toxic. You're toxic. This is what it is. You're being toxic right now. When I exited that place of toxicity, Geminis are my favorite. They really are. They really, really are. They're a very good indication of where I'm at within my journey. Very, very good at, and they won't tell you either. They won't tell you like, oh, you're going to that toxicity. They'll just shut down. You'll no longer be a part of their circle of trust. I love that. Because when you do that, you're not infringing on my right to choose. You're not shaming me. You're not telling me what to do. You're just honoring where I'm at. And if it's a toxic place, you're out. To me, I love that because it holds me accountable on my own terms. On my own terms. Yep. And really, what other sign could withstand the rage of a Piscean? I mean, I feel like you really have to have two faces. One that I can hate and the other one that reminds me I still love you. Like, no, you can't kill this one. This one you love, remember? Remember? Like, just no, let go of the throat. You love this one. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the toxicity we see in other people are things we're projecting and we're experiencing it from a second person perspective. Now, I'm not saying that's where you're at. Like that whole saying of whatever upsets you about someone is something that upsets you about yourself, like you're seeing a mirror of yourself. Um that doesn't necessarily mean that you're still there. Like that could be an aspect of you that you've worked on and are no longer doing or being for years now. It could absolutely be that. Like, I don't like when people are elitist when it comes to like spirituality stuff. And people might be like, oh, well, that's just a mirror of you and your toxicity. Yeah, from years ago. From years ago. I'm not there anymore. You can't try and shut me up by saying stupid shit like that. I know who I am at this point. I'm not there anymore. That's why it irritates me because I remember how stupid I sounded when I used to talk like that. Oh, you didn't expect that? Yeah. Why don't you work on yourself instead of going to other people and trying to shame them in their process? Now, it's one thing for me to share my thoughts here on my channel, but you will never catch me commenting on other people's things and correcting them in their thoughts in their space. You will never, ever catch me doing that. Unless you're a really big asshole and I really just want to put you in your place because you've been picking on everyone. Like, yeah. That's rare though. These days, that's super rare because I just really, once I see that kind of shit on social media, I'm done. That's it for the day. I'm good. I'm gonna go play with my plants, my plants and my animals. Maybe I can get a chicken or two so I can cuddle with them too. I'm good. Why continue to stay in a place that encourages your return to your toxicity? Why? So you can prove something? Prove that you're strong? Because you didn't comment on that, but then you're going to spend the rest of the day, maybe several days, thinking about how you could have said this, you could have said that. You should go back, see what else they're saying. You know, like Get off social media. End the phone call. Stop the texts. They won't stop texting you? Block it for a while. I'm pretty sure every phone at this point has the capability of blocking a number, blocking a text message. They're emailing you. There's a function that filters out all of those emails. Any stalkers that email me, your emails are registered. Filters it all out. No one reads any of that shit. Like, oh my God, you make it sound like you value them. I don't. Everyone's thoughts need to be valued. No, not here. Not here. If you can't value my need of you staying away from me, I don't need to tell you your need to be heard. You see how that works? No, I don't need to. I'm not required to. Just because I choose to do that for most people does not mean I have to do that for everyone. But that's not fair. Why is that not fair? Because you're the one that wants to access me? Too fucking bad. Too fucking bad. Mhm. And these are the people who would really love to have this happen in front of others, where they'll confront you in front of others, because if they confront you in front of others, then you're going to be quiet and be ashamed and can't, oh no, baby boo, where you want to do this? You know why my children don't act up in the store? Why they don't oh God, I was at the grocery store the other day and some kid was screaming like, what the fuck is going on over there? Screaming. And the only thing that I could do to keep myself from going over there was go to the garden section. And then a phrase like, how the hell did you end up in the garden section? I was like, because. Because. And he goes, oh, you missed it. There was this kid that was screaming so loud. And I was like, that's why I was in the garden section. I didn't want to hear anymore. I didn't want to hear anymore. Like, I don't know if this child is special needs. I don't know if, there's something serious, if they were injured or what. I can't. I can't. The fact that that child was screaming for maybe like 5 minutes straight, I was just like, you know what? I can't. I can't. Mm-mm. I got a really bad sense from it. So when we were done and we were walking towards the registers, I hear the same like lower pitched screaming. I look over at the registers. It's like a 6 or 7 year old. That's like a 6 or 7 year old. And the mom was still trying to buy something. And I'm just like, let me just breathe. This is not my shit show. This is not my shit show. Not my monkeys, not my circus, not my monkeys, not my circus. Because then it became this thing of like, okay, so is your child just having a tantrum? And you're really not giving a shit what the actual fuck is going on. Is it even my place to wonder? Because I'm not here thinking like, oh, that's just a bad child. I'm here like, is something fucking wrong with your kid? Like, for them to be screaming like, is something fucking wrong? Do they need medical care? Like, why the fuck are you still trying to buy shit? Because you're the adult in that equation. If the child has lost control, stop what the fuck you're doing. Bring them to the car. Have a conversation like, listen, what's going on? Do you need to eat? Are you tired? What's up? Do you think you can hold on for a few more minutes while I just finish ringing up our things? We could get you home. We could get you fed. You can take a nap. What's up? Does your stomach hurt? Your head hurt? Are you injured? Like, what is up? I have very, very staunch beliefs about parenting. My kids don't do that shit in a store. Why? The moment you start to act up, we will quietly be pulled aside. Hey, what's up? Are you tired? What's going on? I'm just tired. You wanna sit in the cart? Or are you just too tired? Because we just need to get a few more things. We're almost done. Can you hold on for a few more? Yeah. You sure? You wanna sit in the cart? You can sit in the car so you don't have to walk. It's like literally the way the kid was screaming, like, it sounded like something was fucking wrong. And it wasn't upsetting me that the child was screaming. It was upsetting me that this adult is not addressing what the fuck is, and what oops, sorry. What set me off even more as we were leaving, I heard the mother woman, I don't know who the fuck it is. "Oh, you're lucky there's so many people around." Bitch. I was like, "Bitch, you need a spanking. Fucking keep shopping. What's wrong with you? What the fuck's wrong with you? That you would not consider everyone else's need in the store for a peaceful environment and instead subject everyone to this and force your child to continue to experience this in the public humiliation. Like, are you kidding me?" And I know there's people that exist that think like, "Oh, see, people are gonna know that you're such a bad kid and this is what I have to deal with." You're the issue. You're the issue. Yeah, you're the issue. Kids don't just end up that way. They get neglected. They have certain medical needs at times, and that's what happens. Like I have a friend whose son is very special needs. He had brain injury and he can't always control his behaviors. But the moment he starts to scream and stuff, it's kinda like, I think that the shopping needs to be done. He doesn't need to be beat, he's not a bad kid. He has an actual medical condition that interferes with his ability to communicate, to control impulses. That's not a bad kid. That's someone who's struggling medically. Does he need to stay home all the time? No. No, he has a right to live. But when he can't control himself and he's becoming too impulsive in a store, okay, I think the trip is done now, let's keep you safe. Let's go home. It's just things like that where, you know, if you can't see how this kind of ties into yourself and your inner child and not realizing when you're getting out of control and when you need to reel yourself back in and when you see that it's other people that are triggering you, it doesn't matter if it's other people triggering you. If you have that understanding, you need to remove yourself. You need to remove yourself. And that's that. Because someone triggered you. Now you have a right to ruin everyone else's experience? I don't think so. Excuse me. I don't think so. Because mother trigger, like literally, it was maybe 15 or 20 minutes from the time this kid started screaming to the time where I walked past the registers and she was still checking out. That's a long time to still be in that same space. That is a long time. And some people might be like, well, not all of us have the convenience of being able to just stop what we're doing. You knew that when you chose to have a kid. Kids are not accessories, they're other human beings. You think it's convenient for me to bring X amount of kids? Like I had two toddlers in a stroller, plus a baby in a baby carrier. Okay. Okay. And that shit was inconvenient as fuck, and I'm the only adult. Don't fucking tell me about convenience. Don't tell me about convenience at all. For real. Anytime one of our kids are born, as soon as I get home from the hospital, my husband has to go back to work. because he works in Silicon Valley and they don't pay you if you stay home. That's right. That means even though I have a 4th-degree laceration that's stitched shut, I'm taking care of all the fucking kids on my own and taking them groceries, so my husband doesn't have to do that when he gets home from work. Don't fucking tell me about convenience. It's not about you being inconvenienced. It's about you and your responsibility to another life. And you best believe, yeah. At one point, I was taking fucking a car full of toddlers to Costco and going full Costco shopping for the week and unloading it, loading it in the car, unloading it. Mhm. And putting it all away all by myself while still stitched with a 4th-degree laceration. You know what 4th-degree laceration is? Do you know what a 4th-degree laceration is? Look it up. Yeah. Don't talk to me about convenience. Okay? Don't talk to me about convenience. We have to begin doing our part, not just for our kids, but for ourselves. Because really, these kids that have tantrums in the stores, they're the perfect analogy for how we have tantrums within our lives. Perfect analogy. You have choices. You have choices as to what you do with the hours in the day. Oh, but you don't get it. I don't have time. Yeah, you absolutely have time. I needed to go live 2 days in a row already, and I didn't. 2 days in a row already. I was supposed to go live to do expedites, and I didn't. I had to reorganize, reprioritize how I spend the minutes of the day. Made a choice, stuck to it. That's that. Do I sit here like, oh my God, it was just so unfair. I'm so sorry, guys. It's not my fault. I totally like, oh my God. No, that's that. I made a choice. I prioritized. I reorganized my day. And that's that. That's that. That's that. That's just the reality of it. Yep. And then it was totally about my self care. Like it was totally about my self care. And I needed to. I needed to not be live yesterday and the day before for expedites. There was no way I was going to be able to do that. I needed to take care of myself. And but what about the people you're disappointing? They can be disappointed. That's okay. It's much more okay for someone outside of you to be disappointed with you than for you to be disappointed with yourself. I have had that in the store 3 times with my little. The 3rd time is when I realized she was mirroring my frustration. Yes. 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 I know when my attitude is out of hand, even when I'm trying to keep it very silent, because my kids will have attitude. They'll be irritated. And that is like the number one indication, like, okay, they feel in me. All right. Okay. Whatever I'm irritated about, let it go. Just let it go. It's going to be fine. Within a few minutes, I don't even say anything to my kids. Mommy, can I get a hug? Yeah. You okay? Yeah, I was just kind of irritated. I don't know why. It's okay. I was kind of irritated too. I kind of saw it in you. So, kind of just, you want to breathe? Let's breathe. Let's breathe. And then that's it. It's done. That's it. When you are the matriarch or the patriarch of the family, especially the matriarch, your energy dictates how the rest of the energy will go. It just does. It just does. Whoever is more dominant, the energy, it will dictate how it goes. Like, we have to be very careful. You think you can hide things? Not from the children. You can't. can't hide things from these new kids. You just know. And if you try and hide it, now you're a liar. But Emmy, I can't tell them everything. I never said tell them everything. In our family, there's such a thing as, you know what? Thank you so much for asking. I appreciate that you care. I don't want you to worry, but it's kind of just a grown-up topic. And maybe when you're older, we can talk about it with you. Maybe when you're older, everything's fine. Mommy gets frustrated, she gets irritated, but everything's fine. Thank you for caring, though. Thank you for asking. It's just not age appropriate. I don't want you to have to worry about, stuff like that. Everything's fine. I'll tell you if something's not fine. And my kids know. You know what I mean? I see how you manage your home and being live so much, how they never interrupt you and are so peaceful upon entering if need be. Yeah, they just know. That's not something that is ever really an issue. I remember one time, my youngest, because his dad wasn't home, um, he came into the room that I was in, and because I was live streaming on the floor, he went over to the mattress and he's just rolling himself around, and he's, like, irritated. He was so irritated, and he was like, I was just like I was in a private session. Give me 1 second. Pause. I muted it. I was like, "You alright over there?" He's like, "I'm bored." "Okay, sir, I understand that. Can you be bored in the living room? Because this person paid for this time, and we're not gonna do that here." You best believe he was really upset that I said that. I said, "The mic's off. Don't worry. The mic's off, but you're gonna need to be bored in the living room." So he went to the living room. And then when I was done, he was so mad at me, and I was like, "Do you understand why I had to speak to you that way? These people make it possible for me to stay home with you all day. We have to show them that respect. Not only do they make it possible for me to stay home with you and be able to have the life that we have where daddy gets to stay home too, they wait a very long time. They're very patient. So when it's the time with me, we have to always respect that. We have to show our gratitude by respecting that and not interrupting. Now, if it was an emergency and you needed something from me, that's one thing. But for you to sit there and keep puffing and puffing, you are so lucky that I was using a mic and they didn't hear that, because you know how badly they would feel, because they care about our family. So you can't ever be disrespectful to them like that. He's like, "I'm sorry, Mom. It's just daddy wasn't home." I said, "I understand that, but do they understand that? And if they heard you, do you think they'd understand that? Do you think that they would assume that it's because your dad's not home? They don't know daddy went to the store." Let's be considerate of how we make other people feel, especially people who have made so many different things possible for us, for our personal peace. And he understood. He never did that again. He never did that again. I totally believe our children are as smart as we allow them to be. Emotional and intellectual intelligence. They will only ever develop as far as you give them permission to. You know why my children are so highly developed and highly matured? Because I'm up straight up with them. Like, "Listen, that was not okay. I understand you want attention, but you also need to understand I work from home. Now, if you can't respect that, I completely understand that, but either me or daddy has to go work outside of the home. So if you want both of us home, then we have to have compliance with what we have established." And that's just that. That's just that. Like, things where I can reschedule it, like exercise, that's fine. Let's go for your little, we got them this little like $15 mini helicopter. And oh my God, I didn't realize those were so impossible to fly. It was only like 15 bucks. I don't know if it's broken, but it lifts up in the air and it just goes away. It doesn't come back. It just goes away. And, I think he was having a rough day yesterday, or was it the day before? Because all the dental work that I had has been like I don't know if you guys can see, my face has been super puffy, and all the dental work that I've had needs to be redone. And he's been kind of stressed out and upset because I've been up all night and just like, ah, you know. And so I was like, well, let's fly helicopters. Yes, I mean we only have one, but yeah, let's do it. Let's just go out there. So it's about finding this balance. I mean, you can't all be like you can't be all the time like this is my expectation. You have to live up to this expectation. It's like, okay, hey, balance. I do what you want sometimes, and sometimes you have to do what I ask. And that's just that. It's about reciprocity. It's about respect. And if we can't even establish this with our children, how could we ever dream of establishing this with other adults who are more set in their ways? My children have taught me a lot. A lot. They've taught me so much about myself, my patience, where my strengths are, where my weaknesses are, how to fortify myself, how to make myself more vulnerable, like all of these really, really beautiful things that other adults could never, ever, ever dream of teaching me because I'd never allow it. I'd never allow it. I'm still so hell bent on protecting myself from other adults. Why? Is it insecurity? No. Life experience. It's life experience. All the things that I've experienced in life tell me other adults are not fair all the time. They're not always safe. They're not always truthful. They're not always worthy of allowing them to enter into my most sacred of spaces. No, I don't need to. And then my children and my husband show me there are people who exist who aren't like that. And you add in my friend, and it's like, okay, it's not just people who are related to me who are not like that. There are actually people who exist. And I just need to allow myself the time and the space to process, let them show me through their actions and prolonged presence from a distance that they have no other intentions. We just vibe, and that's it. We just vibe, and that's it. There are things that we have to go through that help us to learn. Those things are often painful, but they help us to learn so much. So much. I don't want people to get this impression like my family is perfect. My family is perfectly my family. There's no such thing as perfection defined by society. The way it's defined by society in movies, that's bullshit. My family is perfectly my family. That's just that. That's just that. You have to do what you need to do with what you are given. And if the components that you're working with right now are painful, okay, take a moment, breathe, recenter yourself, ground, whatever it is you need to do, and then keep going. The longer you stay there, the longer the pain exists. Keep going. The sooner you learn what you need to learn, the sooner that pain can end. What are you going to do? Are you going to allow yourself to finally learn what needs to be learned? Or are you just going to keep making excuses for other people, for yourself, for the way you allow other people to do the things they do? I mean, those are all choices. You can still keep doing that. And totally, absolutely, 100% disregard everything I said. It's perfectly fine. You're on your journey. The only one responsible for you is you. So when you start ignoring the messages that you need to hear, so you can begin considering certain things about yourself and your journey that no one else knows, if you're not going to do it, then it's not going to change. That's a choice. What do you feel? Which one do you want more? Internal peace or external? I'll give you a life hack. Unless you have internal peace, external peace will always be temporary. How is that so? Well, oftentimes, in order to establish external peace, if you don't know who you are, it means you have to cater to the demands of others. That creates an internal war. And when another person is added to that environment, a new shift needs to be made to create more accommodation, which leads to even further internal war. At what point will you break and snap on everyone? Well, I don't do that, Emmy. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. But do you know where that threshold is? Because, I mean, if you don't know what that threshold is positioned at, like where it is, how do you know you're not approaching it? One of my husband's friends, like, when we were still first dating, they used to come over a lot because I had my own house, and they would all come and, like, just chill in the garage and smoke, and, they were never really rowdy, just all just chill. And one of his friends is quite possibly the most chill person I've ever met. He's just like, I could say offensive shit to him, and he's like, "Oh, you're fucking tripping." And really mean it, just, "Oh, you're fucking tripping." Nah, he's just so chill, like, I don't think anyone else has ever seen him mad. And then one day, and I was telling my husband, like, I never wanna see him mad. He actually scares me. He's like, "No." And I was like, "One of these days, one of these days." And so one day, the day arrived, and he had parked his car on the left side of my driveway, which happened to be closer to that neighbor's house. And that neighbor decided to cut their grass or weeds with a weed whacker. And my husband's friend's car was like all tricked out. It's like a show car. And all of that got on his car. And he was fucking mad, like livid. And he went next door and he was pounding on the door and ringing the doorbell, and no one answered. He knew someone was home. The lights were on, and I guess there was a TV, and he got real mad and he went to the window and he was gonna bang on the window, I think it was, and he hit a little too hard and it shattered. He cut his hand and he walks into the house. I didn't know any of this was happening because I was in the house. And he walks in the house and he's like dripping blood everywhere. And I'm like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And I've never seen that kind of rage in someone's eyes before. I was literally scared. He didn't threaten anyone, you know? I was just like, "Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God." And then we bandaged him up and he's like, "I gotta go. I'm really, really sorry." I'm like, "No, it's okay." Oh my God, what the fuck? Yeah. At some point, you're gonna snap. And all that shit you've been burying and burying and burying. Have you ever seen that fabric snake that's on a slinky or a spring? And it's maybe like this long, and then you compress it to this big, you put in a little like can or something, and when someone opens it, all that stored energy pops on out. That's like that. Yes, like that. Like that. That's what's gonna happen one day. And when that happens, you're gonna beat yourself up because you should have known better. You should have had more compassion. You should have this, you should have that. No, not should have. You made a decision. You chose external peace at the cost of your internal. And every single time you chose that, you compressed that little snake more and more. Eventually, something's gonna open it. You're gonna lose control. Can we blame other people when we lose control like that? Because they weren't even there all those other times that you compressed all that rage. And that's why you guys see me here and there, not all the time, but here and there. I be letting people know in the comments, like, "Fuck you." I'm not willing to lose control anymore. It's very rare for me to lose control like that, but no, I'm good. Little vents here and there. It's fine. This is me. I'm a real person. I don't need to be extra nice anymore. I don't need to maintain external peace. That internal peace is more precious than an external, because when you're internally peaceful, you know what happens? Doesn't matter what's going on in the environment. You exude that peace, and peace is restored. Oh, are you talking about my energetic system? It's Kokoro 33. You can find that on my website, emmyevolving.com. Um, I mean, my perception is it's better than Reiki, but I mean, that's just my perception. Um, a reason it's superior, going beyond perception. The reality of it is Reiki uses harmonic universe 1 frequencies, which is dimensional levels 1, 2, and 3. That's surface level. That's just density. That's why Reiki doesn't actually stick, continues to need to be done. My system, I know how to override the morphogenetic magnetic zones, those membranes that keep the harmonic universes apart. Because I'm able to do that, my system teaches from dimensional level 12 and higher. That's the lowest level of frequency we're using, etheric energy that we're using, 12th dimensional. With that, we can go ahead and do core work. Core work. So I've used this system on myself, and I have the medical documentations to show this for myself, for my mother, and for my brother. For me personally, I was doing Kokoro 33 for myself years ago, and it was confirmed that I had a tumor the size of my thumb, visual on my cervix. I had a tumor on my cervix. It was the size of my thumb. And then I did the work on myself. I finally decided to work on myself, and it was gone. Just gone. I didn't change my diet. I didn't start supplementing anything. It was just gone. So my system is very different because it doesn't just take all of this like Kalantic type sciences, Kathara type concepts and apply that. No, my system is different because I was groomed to be a cardiothoracic surgeon. From childhood, I was groomed to be medical. So I'm um, highly gifted in the medical field, like medical topics. I shouldn't say medical field, medical topics. I understand anatomy and physiology. I understand from so many lifetimes of um, Asian ancestry, not just from this lifetime, but I've lived so many lifetimes in Asia. I know a lot of the meridians and energetic pathways. So it's like a hybridization of so many different modalities. And then you pair that with what I know for energy work, which I wasn't taught. It's not from a book. It's something that I remember. It becomes an extremely potent system. So I've had quite a few people who I've helped, who have had medically documented conditions, and they've had like miraculous type recovery. I don't see it as miraculous. I just see it as a return to baseline, to be honest. It's a return to baseline. Just because modern science and allopathic medicine is not capable of that doesn't mean it's not within the realm of possibility. It doesn't. It doesn't mean shit. Modern medicine it's not modern. It's trauma medicine. It was never for healthcare. That's a lie. It's not healthcare. It's trauma abatement, trauma correction. Um, they divide the body into bodily systems, organ systems, failing to accept the fact that they work synergistically. So what might appear in one organ system might be caused by another. It's not always just that one organ system. So, yeah, it's a really interesting. I call it interesting. People I don't know about how people see it. I have gone through one cycle of certification. I'm going to start the second cycle. My system's going to have 3 levels. By the end of level 1, which is going to be started again, I think in January, by the end of the first level, you will far exceed anything that Reiki masters could ever reach, ever. From the first class, you'll far exceed anything that Reiki could do. Yeah. And people don't like me saying that kind of stuff. It's the reality of it. Mental health is very closely tied to physiological health. Absolutely. Mental health, the emotions, and the psychology, when you pair those 2 things together, they help to use the mind to reprogram standing scalar waves. Part of the services that I'm now finally offering is the self and soul coaching. With the self and soul coaching, it's not about energy work. I was hesitant to offer this before, but now it's kind of like that's just the next step. That's a natural progression. If I want you to be fully supported in your whole being wellness, etheric as well as physical, you need to begin understanding how some of your thought patterns, behavioral patterns, emotional patterns are the very thing that keep allowing the breaching of your space for parasitics, the distortions, molecular compaction, acceleration of that compaction, miasmic distortion, karmic bleed over, all of these things tie together. You are a whole being, whole being. And these are things that I can't learn in a classroom. These are things that just come from a lifetime of being a voracious reader, reading about psychology, reading about neurology. Like the brain just fascinates me. Like last week for my membership class, I just shared with them how certain structures, specific structures in the brain, the primary structures that are involved in the ascension mechanics, and how the etheric component of that helps to really, really give you a sense of how to tap into your abilities, why you feel unsafe in the space, what you don't sense when there's danger, like all of these different things, they all tie together. They all tie together. If we can experience synergistic toxicity, we can experience synergistic healing, which is basically what my system is. Synergistic healing. It's helping you to heal yourself. And I'm just a facilitator of that. I'm guiding you. I'm helping you. Do I do it for you? No. I will never give you that false sense of security where I did this for you. Now you're healed. No. I can do a lot of things that I won't talk about. I can literally do a lot of things. I'm not interested in bragging. I'm interested in letting you know he can totally wreck that work. Absolutely. Absolutely. I had someone who I did a lot of energetic work with them, and their fibromyalgia miraculously was cured. And I was just like, no, I didn't heal you. We just, we did all this chakra recalibration and reconstruction. That was the root causation. And in my presence, they continue to behave in a more neutral, more positive, empowering way. And then, one day they decided to revert back to their old toxic, gossiping ass ways. And yeah, they like to start drama. They like to start shit. And so they started shit with quite a few people. And then next thing you know, a couple of weeks later, they came back to me and they're like, Emmy, I thought you healed me. I'm like, what are you talking about? My fibromyalgia is back. Yeah, well, you went back to shit talking. So what do you want from me? Like, you're starting all this shit. Well, all these people, what the fuck did you expect to happen? I told you I didn't heal you. I corrected the chakras. And if you're going to keep doing the same bullshit behaviors, your chakras go back to the same state. But you fixed it. Yeah. And then you fucked it up. Do you want me to lie to you? You fucked it up. You went back to your old toxic behaviors. So you fucked it up. I'm not doing that again for you. You're toxic. I don't think so. I don't think so. Mm-mm. No, and that was one of those things where what she started, it wasn't just drama for her. She fucking started drama that involved me for some reason because she saw someone who was talking shit about me on social media, and she felt she was gonna be my mouthpiece. I was talking mad shit. I never asked you to do that. So then what happened? Then it was this whole hubbub. Oh, Emmy's telling people to attack other people. I didn't tell nobody to do nothing. Like, nope, I'm good. You're toxic. Nope, because I helped you. You decided to take it upon yourself to be toxic on my behalf. I'm good. I'm good. You see how that works, guys? I'm not obligated to continue accepting bookings or anything like that. The moment you show me you're toxic because I've helped, I don't have a place in your life and you don't have a place in mine. When you start showing me that now you feel like you're entitled to start all kind of ugly things with other people because you think like, "Oh, we good like that?" No. People who are really good with me, even if they see others talking shit about me, yeah, they'll be upset, but they'll be like, "You know what? Hey, I don't know if you know about this. I don't know if you want to know. Just making sure you know. I don't like it. No, just leave it at that." Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for just leaving it at that. I appreciate that you let me know. There's nothing that needs to be done. Just eventually they get over it. Let them talk their shit. Eventually they get over it. You're like, I don't need to waste my energy. Don't waste your energy. Don't involve yourself in any of that. Like at all. At all. The work only lasts why you shift and continue to move forward, not revert back to your old way of thinking and being. Yep. Yep. That's exactly true. Now, remember all of the physiological and psychological pathology, disease, dis-ease that you experience has more to do with repetitive behaviors, repetitive patterns, the foods you repeatedly eat that cause widespread inflammation, the types of behavioral patterns, like do you consistently stay sedentary? If you have the type of frequency that needs movement and you're sedentary, your body's going to blow out those chakras. Those chakras are tied to the major fascias, fascia band across your body. They have an actual physical counterpart. It's not just an energetic structure. Fascia, that's what connects your skin to your muscles overlaid over your organs. Like these are very real interconnected places within you and outside of you. Until you begin doing the work to really understand yourself and where you've come, it's just this thing of, do you even really know? um, what is your view on sex? And if not appropriate to ask on here, I will in email. Do you think um, has only one purpose and is better to have been with less people or more? Well, first, my view is my view. So doesn't it's not intended to shame anyone, you know, whether you've been with a lot or none at all. It's like this is your life, these decisions you make for yourself. I feel that intercourse um, has many different purposes outside of just procreation. First and foremost, procreation. Secondly, that intimate contact has a capability of direct port injection into the sacral, which then is the loading zone of the Kundalini. This can greatly affect what you manifest into your life, includes sexually transmitted diseases as well as spiritually transmitted diseases. This is the perfect delivery method for parasitic infestation. It bypasses all of your security. So, you know, the number I don't think really matters so long as the quality of the people is good. Like, yeah, say you have quite a few relationships that were meaningful, like very, very profound, very deep connection. They weren't toxic, but they were never intended to be long term. And you had intercourse. That's not a bad thing. How is that a bad thing? You know what I mean? You both were healthy for each other, but it was never intended to be long term. It's not a bad thing. Um, you're monogamous and you've been in the same relationship for 30 years, but this person is toxic AF, is so very vile towards you. That's not good. That is so not good. That's like I'm sure they have parasitic influence, infestation, all sorts of toxicity, all sorts of code disruptions, probably missing segments, probably different types of misfiring that are causing hyperstimulation of the amygdala, hyperstimulation of the rural fields. I'm telling you guys, this is like my, if I could be a professional student, oh my God, I'd find my calling in life. But since I can't be, I'll just hybridize everything together, mix it up with my system. And that's Kokoro 33. That's Kokoro 33 right there. That's my system. That's my system. So it's just this thing of like awareness, awareness of the way you function and the way the world functions around you. That's key. That's the key. Awareness and accountability. You don't have to know all the technicalities and all the structural components. You don't need to know all the anatomy and all of, I know a lot about the meridian points and meridian lines. You ask me what meridian point is this? Like you're having an issue, this part, I don't know, but I know that's going to lead to a heart chakra issue. Like you're having pain there, it like oh, something's going on. And if you don't address that emotion, someone probably betrayed you. If you don't address that emotion, it's going to fuck up the heart chakra. And eventually it's going to become cardiomyopathy. That's going to be actual physical, anatomical pathology with your heart, your physical heart. That's, to me, that's common sense. You know what I mean? That's common sense. I know this. I think this is the heart meridian because if it's if it's going to the chest, it's probably, I don't know. Look it up. I don't know. Do I need to know? Do I have to have that memorized? No. But if I can see where the misfire is and I can correct that, isn't that more important than me proving to you, well, according to this study done in like 1873 and this, and then in the Reiki master booklet, like, no, all that's bullshit. That's all fucking ego. That's all fucking ego. Well, Emmy, if you can't tell me exactly, do I need to tell you or do I need to just show you? Because if I can deliver the results, what the fuck are you complaining for? Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. The cords from sex are so important to be aware of. They can affect us so strongly. Sounds like a soul tie. That definitely sounds like a soul tie. It's just one of those things. If you guys are interested in learning my system, I will be doing another round of the Kokoro 33 certification. So the certification is different from the membership because the membership teaches you how to work on yourself. It's just this ongoing membership where I teach every Saturday about what's going on during that period and, so the topics that are involved with that, how to do the energy work for yourself. The certification program, that's for you to work on other people. That has more to do with you being able to take on clients. And yeah, it's up to you. If you want to use this on a business level, you just got to make sure you take care of the legalities in your region. You can absolutely use this for business, for clients. That's the whole point. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired of people having to wait like 3 months to see me. There's got to be more people who can do what I do with the same level of integrity that I have. World needs to change. There needs to be more. There just needs to. There needs to. But it has to be done right. It has to be taught properly. So the certification program is 40 hours. It's an intensive program. 40 hours. And as part of that level 1, you're going to be needing to learn how to defend yourself because the reality is this. People who do Reiki, they're probably not going to draw demonic things to them by doing the Reiki. That's a base level energy. Okay. Base level, harmonic universe 1, dimensional levels 1, 2, 3. That's baseline. Kokoro 33, you're starting at 12th dimensional frequency. you're going to draw everything. They're going to come to feed. Don't matter, because you're going to fuck shit up. Yeah. You're going to keep yourself and you're going to keep your client safe, because at the end of the day, that's what's most important. Being able to do the energy work in a safe way. That's why it has to be taught over such a long period. 40 hours is a big commitment, and the course is not cheap. It's not cheap. I'm not even going to play with you. It's not cheap. We do have a payment plan, but there are stipulations in that payment plan. It's not a cheap course. You're absolutely getting what you pay for. You'll be able to change your life. You really, really will. Now, I've had quite a few people who've taken the certification program and they're not interested in clients. They're interested in knowing how to do this energy work for themselves and for their family. That's fine too. I tell you right now, everyone that's been certified are fucking badasses. They are badass as fuck. All my students from the certification program are fucking badass. Badass. I absolutely vouch for every single one of them. Every single one that got certified, fucking badass. Yep. Yep. When I say badass, I'm saying if I need energy work done for me personally, fuck yeah, I'll go to them. They're fully capable. They're fully capable. And let me tell you, there's been quite a few people who in the past I've booked sessions just to support. They couldn't even do a reading. They couldn't even do a scan. My students, not only can they read me and scan me and tell me exactly what's wrong and be accurate about it, they know how to fix it on me. Fucking badass. I'm just saying. I'm a proud mama bear right now. I was worried for a little bit, like, am I doing the right thing? When the program first started, like, I don't want anyone to get fucked up because I didn't teach the right thing. No, they totally, yeah. No, this is right. This is right. I needed them to help me see, like, this is right. They're gonna be perfectly fucking fine. They're badass. I can even come to them if I need work done. Is gonna be perfectly fine. Oh, you will be. One day you will be. So card number 38, restore and replenish, allowing yourself to restore and replenish yourself. You give so much to others that when you need to take time for yourself, no one can complain about that. Bottom line, no one can complain about that. They don't have the right to. That's that. That's not up for discussion. It's not up for debate. There's no exceptions to this. When you give so much to others, when you reach a point that you need to take time for yourself, no one gets to shit on you or question you about that. No one. No one. That's that. Okay. Card number 12. Every journey starts with a single step, allowing yourself to pack that bag and start going. Just pack that bag and start going. Okay. Let me get you guys the final card. All right. Card number 28, enter the Garden of Delights. Are you aware that sweetness is found everywhere in town? Are you aware that winter is gone and spring has come around? Are you aware that sweet basil and the carnation are whispering in the garden and laughing about how simply everything is found? Are you aware the nightingale has come back from its flight, singing out messages of love to spread delight with every sound? Everything in the garden is granted the right from the divine court to appear for our delight. Everything is here to make the earth green and alive as a haven for our life. What remains buried in the soil will always endeavor to reach out. No one truly alive can ever be pawned to a prison or a tomb. There is a sweet spot when entering the Garden of Delights, a moment where the senses have gorged themselves upon beauty and become heavy with their fullness, slowing the mind so that it can perceive the divine beloved dancing behind the veils of nature. But the first comes the sensual feasting. Blooming orchids arrest the gaze with their startling and strange beauty. Nectar from the ripest fruits of the garden drips, luscious and sweet, upon a savoring tongue. Hungry for gossip, the ears shamelessly eavesdrop upon the birds in melodic conversation. They sing of greatest, most passionate love and boundless living joy. The ears open wide to take it all in. The craving for touch is satisfied by rough textured bark falling from the ancient trees, soft dewy grasses cool in the shade, the crunching leaves making their sounds under the hot sun and dancing feet, and the caress of that sunlight upon bare shoulders with weight of its own like a silken wrap placed just so by a caring lover's hand. The breeze, the very breath of the beloved earth mother, is sweet with scent of lavender and jasmine warmed by the sun father. Drink it until your arms raise themselves to heaven. Your head tilts, eyes rolling back in your head, and your sacred animal body is mindless and in love. The garden of delights, narcotic in effect, lulling the senses from tension into sacred seduction that love may be experienced. Let us rest here in the midst of so much life, where the goodness of life is felt and the heart is free from any prison of pain or doubt. Come be in the garden with me now. Let us be free and feast to our heart's content. You have been granted entry into sacred space, a mihrab, a sanctuary for worship. When the soul is well acquainted with love, life becomes a temple of love, the sacred space in which the soul can grow powerful through expansive worship of love. You are being invited by your spiritual brother Rumi to enter into life, to commit to coming alive, even if at times this feels deeply challenging. Sometimes a part of you may rather stay locked in an illusion of security for a time, perhaps expressed through the preference for what is known over what is unknown, what is familiar and comfortable compared to that which is unfamiliar or uncomfortable. To tussle with the parts of us that would deny aliveness is a natural part of growth. It can seem so risky with such potential for heartache, and yet what could be more heart-wrenching than the slow death of a precious human soul, suffocated by fear and inertia? That is the greatest risk of never really and fully being born into this world of wonders. So Rumi is your midwife, there to ensure full spiritual birth. He is standing at the threshold with you now. You are being asked to cross this threshold from the life you have been living into the aliveness that is flickering and glowing at your feet. It is love's wild, hot embers at your sacred feet. They will erupt at any moment into a holy inferno, taking hold of you and igniting you from within, transforming you into living fire. To come alive requires shedding of so much adherence to the fear of death. The great brother whispers wisdom into your heart. You have heard it, felt it already. The fear of death is so much more terrible than death itself. Nothing is dying in you but fear, so the heart can live more freely. Death and life are twin angels, dancing together in communion with the sacred. They are not opposed. They bring the soul aliveness and make the garden of delights possible. They bring the seasons of the soul that foster growth and take the appearance of dying away, which is actually part of the cycle of life. Again and again and again, you have been through much death, dear one, around you, within you. You have known this dark angel. That is why you are so full of life. Your attempts to stay as you have been, to render something in your life immobile or impervious to change, they failed. Let us celebrate. There is no delight in frozen moments long since past. Why try to feast upon such food? It will not nourish you anywhere near as deeply and fully as fresh from the oven morsels of life. Come, let us taste all that is on offer. We'll drink heavily and satisfy our deepest thirst. Let us enjoy the richness of the meal in gratitude for its preparation and awe at the skill involved in such masterful creation. Do not let the memory of death starve you of your participation in life. Oh, that was. Do not let the memory of death starve you of your participation in life. Do you hold on still to that which is past? I will soothe you with a loving touch upon your back, and yet gently I will turn your head to the right and urge you to see the rising sun. Your life is blessed, you see. I want you to know this now. I want you to accept this now. Let those horrors of the past be gone. They are no more than phantoms. The garden is here now to be touched, tasted, seen, heard, felt, inhaled, and loved. This oracle comes to you with a message. A new day is dawning for you. This is a time when the past will very soon cease to have any hold over you. Celebration is imminent. You are invited into the golden light of divine plenty. Put your worries behind you now and step into your divine inheritance, where all is sorted according to kindness and grace. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. That is so potent. Are you not participating in life because of what's died? Because that doesn't honor the death, it just makes it in vain. From metaphorical loss to tangible loss, loss of loved ones, loss of wages, loss of living circumstance, loss of relationships, loss of whatever. Whatever you've lost, you honor it by moving forward, never by staying there longer than you need to. That's the reality of it. That's the reality. Now, there would be a lack of compassion on anyone's part if they tried to convince you that you don't deserve a moment to grieve. Grieving that loss is natural, it's normal, it's part of the human circumstance and experience. Staying in that place of grief, that it's not necessary. You can continue to grieve as you move forward. You can continue to hold on to the beauty that you experience with whatever you lost, whoever you lost. That stays with you. It doesn't go with the death. It stays with you. So honor that loss by moving forward. Ooh. Should one leave the Reiki attunement open? I thought I could get away with not talking about it. So here's the thing. I want to first preface this with a statement of fact. There's nothing wrong with Reiki practitioners. More often than not, Reiki practitioners have invested so much of their time, energy, love, and money into getting certified in Reiki. They are not the issue because they primarily don't know that this is what's actually happening. So Reiki is a draconian system. It was released by draconians and disseminated through the people. They knew that those who came into this life to help would be waking up soon. And so they disseminated Reiki. Now, the problem with Reiki, again, is not practitioners, it's the system itself. Practitioners don't know, but the work that they're doing is installing backdoor coding for draconian entry. That is the equivalent of giving a complete stranger, a transient, your garage remote. When will they come and what will they do? No one really knows. Now, most people are not bothered by draconians. Draconians are efficient. They don't like to waste their time on people who they will not benefit from. Michael says to share. Years ago, like a very, very long time ago, a really good friend at the time was a Reiki master. And she started talking to me about ascension and attunements and stuff. And I was curious. And I totally was like, okay, what is that? Because I'd never heard of the terms before. And then she offered to do an attunement on me. And I was like, "Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure, let's do it." And, Michael said no, and I was like, "No, I don't care what you say. She's my friend, she's not gonna hurt me." And as she was doing the attunement and she was affixing whatever they do in Reiki, I'm not a practitioner, um, Michael took his sword, he turned it around, and every time she would hang something, all the codes would fall off. And all the codes would fall off. I wouldn't leave that on there. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. You could do, I don't know if I have it on my website, like code clearing. So I have the type of energy that can override and strip other codes. Um, so if you get any type of energy work with me, doesn't matter what kind, um, right from the start, those are going. Those codes are going. They're the codes. They're no, they don't get to stay, and they don't get to feed off of the energy that I'm going to use. So I wouldn't. If you're a practitioner, I don't know. Do you want them removed? I'm sure you have capabilities that aren't from Reiki. Remember, it's not the practitioner that's the issue. It's the system itself. It's the system itself. So I don't know. That's a hard call, Christy. It's really not my place to tell you how to proceed. You have to make some decisions, whatever your decisions are, what's going to be right for you, and then move forward with that decision. But if anyone is worried about Reiki codes remaining active there in their field, if you've ever had work done by me, or if you ever get work done by me, like future, or you've already had something in the past, by virtue of my energy, it will strip that out. I'm highly, highly incompatible with draconian code. Highly incompatible with it. Yeah. Yeah. Draco don't like me. It's fine. I don't like them either. They're bitches. We should leave it. So you guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I will be live this weekend. Well, depends how my face is feeling. Depends how my face is feeling. A lot of the swelling has gone down. So we shall see if I'm able to go into the dentist today or the weekend. We'll see. If I can't talk, then I can't go live. But I'll at least show up for a reading if I can't go live. So I love you guys. I love you. Thank you so much. I hope I didn't freak you guys out with the whole Reiki thing. That's why I don't really like to talk about the Reiki thing much. I don't want to freak people out. A lot of people have invested so much to help others. Like every single person that I personally know that went the Reiki route, it's because they want to help so bad. They want to help people. So you guys aren't the problem. I just want to make that very, very clear. You're not the problem. It's the codes itself. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. Please give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. If you're interested in my programs, any of my programs, right now I have 3 of them. The Dark Defense, the Etheric Defense workshop. That's a 1-day workshop, several hours long. I have my weekly membership, which is an ongoing thing. It's at your own pace. You can join me live or you can watch the recording. And then I also have the 40-hour certification program. At the end of the day, whatever you choose to do, choose it with confidence. You experience everything you need to experience in life. You will learn, you will move forward. Do not stay stagnant. Do not be crippled by fear. Don't do that. Just own your life. Own your life. No such thing as mistakes, just learning opportunities. So I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye, everyone.